Now to business. Okay. Thank you guys all for hopping on tonight. I'm really excited that so many of you guys hopped on. I have an awesome topic to go over tonight, as I was on a West Regional Leaders Zoom today, and they were talking about the top 10 tips to be a top 10 coach. And I figured, well, these aren't tips that I want to keep to myself. I obviously want to share them with my team. So I took notes like a boss. I took notes like a boss. And I want to pass them on to you guys. I was originally going to make a video and talk about a different topic tonight, but I thought, why can't I be live and share these so you guys can take your own notes and then duplicate the process to your own coaches? So does everyone have a pen and paper? Okay, before I ask, or before I move on, does anyone on this Zoom want to be a top 10 coach at any point in time?
I do.
Maybe. Do you want any of your coaches to be a top 10 coach?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I've never done it on my laptop, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, I got you, girl. Okay, and also for those of you who are muted and like if you have a lot of background noise, there's a chat box. If you guys are on a laptop or a tablet, I'm not sure if it comes up on a phone though, but if you want to ask questions in there, you can as well, or you can just raise your hand. And oh, thanks, Cindy. she wrote chat box. Okay.
Like the stewardess.
Yeah.
I'm demoing it as you talk about it. Over here.
In case you all need to go, the exits are right here. Okay. Okay. So it's funny because, so the first thing, if any of you guys do not know who Anita Myron is, I highly suggest you follow her. Hi, Maya. Oh, hi, honey. Sorry. Anita Myron, she is amazing. I'm not going to lie, it's been an emotional day for me as is already. And then seeing a top 10 coach bawling her eyes out on a Zoom with like 50 other people, like it made me feel connected to her, because like when people show their emotions through a Zoom, like I just feel like they're more human. And so it really opened my love for her, I guess you could say. But I've always liked her tips and info and stuff. So if you guys want to follow her YouTube or Instagram or whatever, it's Anita Myron. And so that's where I got these secret tips from, FYI. Okay. So she talked about having the secret sauce. Like all coaches, when you sign up and you're like, oh my God, what's this coach doing that I'm not doing, because they're making Success Club their first month, or they're already Emerald, or this one went Diamond in 30 days. And we're always wondering, like, what is someone else doing that I'm not doing, right? Like we're always doing that comparing, or why is so-and-so going over this way, or whatever. There's always going to be that thing like someone else is doing something better than me. And there is no secret sauce. And I hate to tell you guys this, but that's the truth. It's called the freaking 3 vital behaviors. And you guys are going to punch me in the face because I'm telling you guys this, and I know this, and Cindy knows this, and Allison knows this, and Heather knows this. You guys, the 3 vital behaviors is the 3 easiest things to do in this business to succeed, and the 3 easiest things to do in this business, or not to do in this business, to fail. And why I say that is the 3 vital behaviors, if you don't know what they are, I'm going to break them down for you, and I'm going to tell you why they're important. So first off, personal development. And I know you guys hear me preaching all the time about it. You hear Cindy preaching all the time about it. You hear everybody else preaching about personal development. You guys need personal development, not just Beachbody related, because shit hits the fan on a daily basis and you need to figure out a way to handle it. End of story. When you read personal development, you find better ways of handling situations, whether it's by yourself, in a relationship, in a situation, in a career move, whatever it is. PD is your go-to. And it's, you know, we get told a lot of no's in this business, right? We get rejections, and it's hard for us not to take those things personal. When you read personal development, hi, Michael. Ladies, this is Michael.
Hi, everybody.
When you read personal development, you are more likely to handle a situation better, react with more positive reinforcement, I guess is the right word, not taking things so much personal, and you're basically bettering yourself. Just like our health and fitness, which is the second one, which is product of the product, just like our health and fitness, we want to constantly grow our mindset. And it's something that I still struggle with 6 years later. I can start crying. Sorry. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to do this. It's something that we continue to work on. And I love you too, Jen. And some days it's better than others, just like your nutrition, just like your workouts. Some days you push harder. Some days you implement better. Some days you are more dived into your nutrition. But you just got to remember every day that you take that time for yourself and read that PD or be the product of the product, you're making yourself better. What you are doing is developing you so you can service others. And I'm not trying to say service others, that sounded horrible, but you could stop. So you could help others, I guess. All right, whatever. I'm turning the mood around. It's fine.
Dude, I didn't even go there until you went there. Like, I wasn't even there until you went there, and then it was all over.
I saw your facial expression. I'm like, oh shit, that sounded horrible. I'm sorry. I'm cussing already. Oh, this is a mess. Anyways, okay. So you want to develop you into a better version of yourself. You never want to change who you are. You just want to grow into a better and happier and healthier version of yourself, right? Okay. So personal development, product of the product. So constantly do your workouts. And you know what? Some of you guys may like going to a yoga studio. Some of you guys may like CrossFit. Some of you guys may like Zumba. And if you like Zumba, you might as well switch to sides. Just saying, Pam, you're not on here, but I'm calling you out. But if you guys like doing those kind of workouts, that's fine. That's still being active. That's still getting your workout in. That's still working towards a happier and healthier you. But then you can bring in the nutrition part of things. You know, you can follow the 21-day fixed meal plan. You can follow, you could drink Shakeology. You could drink the performance line, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. But those things are being a product of the product and sharing the fact that you're actually doing these things. Don't hide them. Don't be like, oh, I wonder what so-and-so is going to think of me today because I'm working out. Who cares? Who cares? Do you guys know when I first started when I first had the courage to start posting that I worked out or a sweaty selfie or whatever? I had so many people like, oh, good thing you posted that. We didn't know you worked out today. It was holding me accountable. Like, you all thought about that one point in time when you seen someone post a sweaty selfie. You're like, oh yeah, thanks for that gym selfie. That's nice. Aw, I'm getting a call. And it shows up on my computer. I don't like it. Sorry. This is why you don't have iPhones and Macs and see, Cindy. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, being on a product of the product, sharing it, showing what you're actually doing so people see you. Use your social network as like your diary. You're holding yourself accountable. So you're going to make sure that you do your workouts. You're going to make sure that you're eating the food that you should be eating, because if you're going to be eating bonbons and Big Macs all day, are you going to be actually posting that on social? Jen, stop it. On social media? Because no one's yeah, see? But so share what you're doing so others could be watching you. So their eyes are always on you. Those are, and then inviting. So I'm not just talking about inviting. It's more of building relationships. Building relationships is so important because this business is all about relationships, guys. Relationships with your coaches, relationships with your challengers, relationships with those who follow you that may just be watching from the sidelines, but you're still helping and motivating on a day-to-day basis, because if Kim posts her breakfast in the morning and someone sees it and they're like, oh, I was just going to eat a donut, but here Kim is posting this delicious egg breakfast, and oh, I'm going to get out of bed and make a good breakfast. You know, like, people may not respond to your photos or your videos or your posts, but they're still watching. They're still watching. So always remember that. Another thing that you guys need to do instead of just building your network, and I'm going to talk more about this down the line, but I'm just explaining the three vital behaviors, is using a checklist. There is the business tracker that Beachbody has revamped for you guys in the online office. I have one for my downline, which all of you guys can have. I have actually upped some of the digits and the things that you should be doing, because I think that you guys may want to achieve certain goals quicker than the business activity has set up for you. But for last, but certainly not least, is make what you are doing, I'm going to try not to mess up this word, duplicatable. Did I get it? Duplicatable? Is that it? Yeah? Okay. So you cannot expect your coaches to be doing something that you are not. And this goes for you diamonds on here, your emeralds, your brand spanking new coaches who might not have a coach yet. This goes for everybody. If you want your coaches to be successful, then you need to be doing the work too, right? Okay, so now I'm going to break it down to you, or for you. First things first, and Cindy had posted this earlier, and I'm gonna use you as an example. So if all y'all, whoa, I still have a little Nashville in me. If all of you guys do not know, there is this new platform called Periscope. It's a live streaming video where your videos last for 24 hours. You could stream, people could connect with you, they could post, whatever. So Cindy asked today, or she talked about getting it, and she knows she would get sucked in on it, because, you know, that's how we are. You get involved in something and you want to invest all your time in it or whatever. And then your head goes berserk because you're trying to do Facebook, you're trying to do Instagram, you're trying to do your like page, then here's Periscope, and you're trying to stream videos on YouTube and a blog and all this stuff. So in order to simplify things for you guys, stick with the platform that works for you. Don't think that you need all of the social media platforms. So find one that works for you, that you feel confident in, that you feel like you connect with people in, and stick with it. And it's okay. Like, say you have a business like page on Facebook and it's going really well and everything. Then you want to expand and try something new. It's okay. Give it a couple weeks. And if you don't like it, you didn't sign a contract in blood. You're not committed to that social media platform. And it's okay to step back and be like, I'm letting it go. Don't feel like a failure because you didn't get it. Don't feel like because you're not a Pinterest pro that you suck at coaching, because that's not it at all. Just some social media platforms work better than others. So remember that. Yes. If you guys follow Chalene Johnson, she talks in many podcasts about sticking to one social media platform for 1 year and then moving on to the next one. I'm not saying that you guys should only do one a year, but if you're a quick learner and things like that, maybe you give one a couple months and then try something else. But if you sign up for them all at the same time, it's going to cause a failure, and you're going to be overwhelmed, and it's going to be like, it's going to make that same exact noise when all your accounts are going off. Okay. So are you guys ready for the top 10 tips to be a successful coach? Yeah, we're moving on. I won't cry anymore, I promise. Or cuss. Or say profanity or slander. Yeah, okay. Okay. So number 1. Are you guys ready? Write this down. Fail forward. We learned this at Super Saturday in Seattle. You learn more from your failures than you do your successes. And this is true. You keep trying new things, and if they don't work, let it go. And this goes for like, maybe you're doing posts of like inviting people to challenge groups publicly. And for whatever reason, they're not getting a lot of traction. No one's seeing it. And so you go and you're like, oh, well, Cindy has so much traffic on this post. I'm going to try to duplicate. So you put it in your own words. And if that one doesn't fail, move on. You know, because not every way that someone does something is going to work for you, but you will find your niche. You will find your groove. And I promise you, don't fight it, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of failing at things. It's just like that book, Go for No. It's like you're not going to invite people personally to a coaching opportunity or to a challenge group because you're afraid they're going to say no. Don't worry about them saying no. That just means not right now, or they're not ready. So don't be afraid of failing forward. But don't be afraid of trying new things, and never be a wallflower. Don't sit back or sit on the sidelines and wait for people to come to you. Because you do not know who is out there waiting for you to come to them to help save their life. They could be that person that watches every single one of your posts, that never says anything, that you're not connecting with because you're like, oh, well, she never comments on anything. She never likes my posts. So why am I going to come to them? But she may be that person that needs help the most. And you're just waiting for her to come to you instead of you going to them. So remember that. Number 2.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, like one of my all-time favorite personal development books, I actually don't do a lot of audiobooks. I usually read them, but this book I actually have on audio because I've listened to it about 15 times, is the book by the same name. Sorry, I have dogs and kids. I was muted. Now they're barking. Is Failing Forward by John Maxwell. That book is amazing. So, I mean, I have literally listened to it like 15 times. So it's always in my car. So, and he talks about that a lot.
That is a good book. Thank you.
But it is good.
Okay. So number 2 is manage your time. I cannot stress this enough, guys. You need to set your business hours. You need to realize you are the boss of your own business, and you need to respect that. You need to look at it as you're answering to a boss. Will your boss let you work for a half an hour and then go shopping all day and then come back and then return a couple messages? I may be talking about myself. I'm not trying to lie. But think about, Heather, focus.
Lily has her laptop set up here with her phone, and she's taking notes just like me. I'm sorry. I wish you could see that. So that's why I was taking a picture.
All right. I'll let it slide.
She's a mini misfit in training.
All right. That's fine. Okay. So set your business hours. You guys, I see, and I'm not going to call anybody out. They're not even on this team, but I see so many coaches that are struggling to be successful. And you know what they're doing? They're driving down the road answering messages. They're driving down the road answering messages and talking to someone else on the phone. I promise I'm not calling anybody out. What I'm saying is, if you do not set business hours, you will drive yourself crazy. You will drive your family crazy. It's not fair to half-ass any conversation, whether it's in person with the friends you're having or your family or the people that you're talking to, because you're like, oh my gosh, if I don't answer them back, they're going to go to somebody else. If they do, so what? So what? There's a million more people in this world that needs help. And if you guys do not set boundaries for your messages, you're just letting people walk all over you. And I'm saying that in the kindest way possible, because I used to be that person. For a year, my first year and a half in this business, I would bring my phone and set it on the kitchen table on speaker while I had dinner with my then husband and my son. And I made them be quiet. We couldn't talk about our days. We couldn't talk about where my kid was struggling at school or where my husband at the time was, worried about or anything. Because I had a team call that, yes, it was important. But what's more important? Your business or your family? What are you guys being a coach for? To be a business person or to be around your family more. So make sure that you're dedicating time not only for your business, but for your family. Show up and do it. And I can vouch for this right now because there's going to be days where you don't want to do your business. There's going to be days where it sucks to put a motivational post up or to post a workout video. I've made workout videos where I was crying in the middle of them because I was having a shitty day. I didn't want to do it. There's days where I'm hiding behind an inspirational quote that I need to hear myself because I'm having a crappy day. But I show up and I do it. And I'm going to be honest, it was really hard for me to get on a Zoom tonight because I'm having one of those moments. And I shared a little bit about my story that I've never shared before a little bit ago. And I was a bawling mess. And so I'm like, oh, I maybe I could just postpone it. Maybe they won't care. But I remember listening to Tracy Morrow at Summit, and she talked about hearing her daughter cry because her daughter was suicidal, her 15-year-old daughter, and she stood out her daughter's door bawling because she didn't know how to help her daughter, and she wiped away the tears, and she went and she hosted her team calls. It's tough. Sometimes we have to suck it up. Sometimes we have to be there when we don't want to be there. But you guys, look at your following. It could be 100 people. It could be 10 people. It could be 1,000 people. Those people are counting on you, whether you think they are or not. This is your business, so you need to treat it like your business. And on your business hours, you guys have to stay focused. If you want to work 4 hours a day as a full-time Beachbody coach, you need to be focused. Otherwise, it's going to turn into an 8-hour day, and you're not going to be as productive as you could have been in 2 or 4 hours. Who has business hours right now for themselves? Okay. After this call, who's going to set business hours for themselves? Okay. And this means whether you're working an hour a day, set that hour aside. If you're working 2 hours a day, whatever. You guys can separate your hours. You can clump them together. What works for you and your family and your home life, but set business hours. And I'm not kidding. And make sure, if you guys have coaches, make sure that they're aware of when you shut off your messaging time. So don't forget to do that. Number 3, just one word, and here's where I get punched in the face. Consistency. Do it every day. Everything you do today, do it tomorrow. Do it Thursday. Do it Friday. Consistency. One of my favorite things that I heard from, I don't remember who it was. I'm horrible at this apparently. But it's like consistency is like, or working your power hour is like the same as the doctor, or eating an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It doesn't work if you save all 7 apples for Sunday, right? So you have to work, even if it's an hour a day. And I'm telling you guys, you can be a successful Beachbody coach if you work an hour a day every day. So don't save it all until Sunday and then cram 7-8 hours in there, because you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to have a whole bunch of stuff left over for the week and you're going to do it all over again. So stay consistent. Number 4 is the 3 vital behaviors that we already talked about, but I want it to be 4 vital behaviors. And I want you guys to add simplify, duplication. So everything that you do, make sure you can simplify it and duplicate it for your team. Number 5. Okay, I have a question to ask you before I share number 5. Have you guys ever felt in a slump or like you lost your mojo when it comes to posting or something and you don't really know what to post throughout the day? Because I have. So when in doubt, reach out and get inspired. And this could mean look at top coaches that you love to follow, look at people that are personal development authors, look at people on your team that you know are amazing and fun and motivating. I'm not asking you guys to copy and paste anything. Always make it yourself. But if you see something that, like say you're going to go to a top coach, right? And you scroll someone's page and you get an idea. You're like, oh, I could do that kind of post. And then you can go and make it your own. Or personal development. You read a book and then you get inspired. Like, there's not a personal development book where I can't read and not get inspired. There's always going to be something, whether it's a quote or a story or something that you can share based on that. So if you feel like you're at a slump, reach out and get inspired.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you like the whole time. I promise to leave it minimal interrupting tonight. So I've totally had this struggle with this. Like I'm really, a weakness in my own business is creating graphics and things like that. I'm totally not technological savvy, whatever. See, we can't say it. I can say the other one, but I can't say technological, whatever. But so one thing that I've actually been doing that's really helped me is like, I'll always like think that I want to do a post and I'll have an idea and I'll be like, gosh, I remember seeing something that was so awesome. And now I can't remember it at all. So I actually now have like a file on my computer where like, if, cause I follow like a lot of top coaches and people like that. So I'll actually, when I see it right at that moment, I will literally copy the text, take the image. If the image was like something that I totally like stood out to me, and I will copy and paste it and put it into a Word document. And I have like different documents now. So I have like 21 Day Fix or like financial freedom or, different types of posts, things that are inspiring in different areas of, for a challenge group or just motivational type things. And then of course I then will take whatever I'm feeling, take the idea and concept, I'm not going to jack their post, and copy and paste it because that would not be okay. Plus I'm friends with a lot of them too. So they'll be like, you just stole my post. What are you doing? So, but yeah. And so that's actually really helped me a lot because it helps getting because I'm not a creative person. I'm more, I'm an accountant. I'm analytical and numbers and things like that and spreadsheets. So, that's something that's really helped me try to become more creative too. So that's the little idea that
Awesome.
I'm doing for that.
Thank you for sharing that. That's good. That's good tips, by the way. Okay. So number 6. Oh, wait. On number 5, when you are reaching out, and like Cindy was saying, and I was saying about looking at top coaches, whatever you do, guys, don't compare. Don't compare your cover of your book to someone's middle of their story. You can't compare where you are at right now to where someone else is. Whether they signed up at the same day as you and they're way further in their business than you think you should be, everyone's at a different point in their life when they sign up with Beachbody. So remember that. Some are ready to go out the gates when others are not. And that's okay. Never, ever compare. Michael is just being super distracting. Okay, number 6, social media. You guys, this is a place for you to paint your picture. This is your reality TV show. The thing with this is this is something I've actually never done, but the platform that you base your business on, whatever it is, spend 20 minutes out of your day researching it, finding what works, what doesn't work. If you like Instagram so much, research it. Listen to podcasts. Listen to Shalene Johnson talk about it. But focus on the main platform that works for you. Also, they suggested, and I know Cindy's doing this, I believe you're doing this. They suggested 10% of your Beachbody income could be saved and spent on advertising. So that could very well mean hiring someone on Elance to do graphics for you. That could mean boosting your page or your post or creating ads. But you can be taking 10%. So if you're making $100 a week, you can use $10 a week. Or if you're making $1,000, it could be $100 or whatever. But 10% you can save. And the leftover money that you don't use for advertisements can be used for gifts for your coaches or for your challengers. Because that's an investment in your business. I forgot that part. Okay. Hi. Okay, on social media as well, this is another thing. So what I don't know if you guys know Christine Dwyer. She's like the buffest, craziest legs chick ever. She has some killer gams, let me tell you. And I know Cindy can vouch for me because she likes her legs too. So she's like super tough and she's awesome and she's very intimidating if you meet her in person, but I love her to death. And she does these amazing workout how-to moves. And they are so awesome. And what you can do now is kind of not really copy what she does, but you can take, once a week, you can do a fitness tip post. And you could do like how to get good calves or how to strengthen your core or how to work your shoulders or whatever. Stop smiling at me, Cindy. You can do like a workout.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about like how rich Christine Dwyer is, and I'm thinking about people are going to be like watching me do a post on how to get ripped abs, and they're going to be like, "Really, Cindy? Really?"
Well, you're obviously going to do moves that you like to do yourself.
Yeah.
And
this is how I'm getting my ripped abs that you can feel underneath.
I love you. But yes, so but do fitness tips because like I do my workout videos every day and it's like, oh look, I just did size today. Oh, I did 21-day fix extreme. But you're not actually breaking down the move and showing somebody how to do it. So when you do that instead of your workout video, you're actually adding value to that post. And those are most likely to be shared and liked by strangers that do not follow you. So start incorporating. It could be something so silly as like office cheer dip. Like, oh, I'm working in my office. Oh shit, I lost my earbud. And you could do dips, But remember to always keep your niche market in mind. Like, say you're a real estate agent. Do things in the office. Well, yeah, you could do things in the office where, like you could do chair dips or other things. Or if you're walking, you could do like sprints or whatever. Maybe not sprints because no one would be able to video record you. That was a dumb idea. But you guys get the picture. Like if you're a stay-at-home mom, you could do workouts, like Allison, you could do workouts with Bo. You could do baby workouts or, have your toddler playing in the background and you could be doing like squat jumps or something. So do what you think would work for your market, your target audience, because they're going to be like you. End of story. They're like you. Your dream customers are like you. Okay. So, number 7, be vulnerable. So think about your 5 weaknesses and your 5 strengths and share those. Talk about both. But remember, when you guys talk about weaknesses, always have an uplifting ending. We all have struggles. We all have struggles we've overcame. We all have struggles that we're dealing with. Make sure there's an upswing. Don't just keep it at like, oh, I ran over my dog today. I mean, it sucks that's really shitty. And you should post that in like the group where you can get support. So keep that in the coach group, but don't publicly post something like that where people are depending on you to uplift them. Because I hate to say this, there's so much negativity on Facebook. There's so much negativity in the news. And when someone sees a quote that has a rainbow on it or something that makes them smile, it makes their day. It's like that cashier at the grocery store that has a bunch of shitty customers come in all day long. And then here comes Jen with a big smile on her face and she's just buying a Twinkie and she's like, yeah, hey. And then the lady's like, oh, no, you wouldn't buy a Twinkie. I don't know why. Anyways. But, you know, then that makes that cashier like, yes. You know, it's like there's good in the world. There's good people around. So you can be that upswing to their day. So that's why I don't add to the negativity. So always make sure that there is, and I'm going to keep saying upswing. I don't even know if that's the right terminology. We are attracting change. We are changing for the better. I love Big Macs. Ugh. Thank you, Cindy. So post your change. Post what you're struggling with, but in a positive way. Also, I mentioned this earlier. Really? That's your weaknesses?
No, bacon cheeseburgers though, but you have that weakness as well. So.
I do. I will never turn.
We're not allowed to go eat together anymore.
This is a true story. Okay. So post not what you think your audience wants to hear, but what you need to hear. Oh my God, Heather cookies. So did you guys get that? Post not what you want or what you think your audience wants to hear, but what you need to hear. Does that make sense? Cindy's saying no. Everyone else is saying yes. Yeah, you're the oddball. And I'm going to tell you why. The top coaches.
Say it again. Say the thing again.
Post.
Did I write it down wrong?
Post not what you think your audience wants to hear, but what you need to hear. Because you are attracting people like you. So don't assume that your audience wants to hear something that you're not even thinking about or nothing that's touching your heart at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
Think about something that you need to hear. The top coaches, the best coaches in this, I'm not going to say the best because there's a lot of good coaches that aren't top coaches, but the top coaches have come out with all their cred. They are transparent, you guys. They are vulnerable. They let their stories out there. But they are positive about that. They're not afraid of hiding their past, where they came from, or where they're going. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Social media is your voice. It's a place where you can be you and no one can change you. There could be naysayers and name callers and shitheads. There's nothing you can do about it. Let them be who they are. There's 1,000 or 1,000,000 more people that you're inspiring on a daily basis. Those 1 or 2 negative comments, just brush them aside. Hurt people, end of story. Oh, scuzzy D-bags. Yes, there's scuzzy D-bags too. Can't forget those guys. And when you're going, like if you guys create to-do lists, which I highly suggest that you do, I want you guys to write on your everyday to-do list. I want you to write, are you ready? How am I going to add value to people's lives today? Because that's what you're doing. That's what this business is about. You're adding value to people's lives. Okay, number 8. And this may be a sensitive subject, and I may cry a little bit in this one. Warning you. Open up to your friends and your family about your business and your dreams and tell them why it is you're doing what you're doing. I know so many coaches that come into this and they don't want to go public because they're afraid of what their parents are going to say, or they're afraid what their friends are going to say. Why are you doing something in the first place if you can't tell your best friend? Or if you can't tell your mom? If it's something that's positive, come out. Share with everybody what you're doing. And if they don't support you, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. I know when I came into Beachbody, my mom, my sister, one of my closest friends, they thought it was a crock of shit. I got condescending remarks. I got, oh, that's cool. See how well you do at that. And, you know, like my good friend at the time, I thought she would be the biggest supporter. And she wasn't. And that's fine. Because I still did what I wanted to do because I knew where I wanted to go. And I shared my dreams and I shared my goals with other people. And I still have, I can't talk much shit because she's in the other room, but I still get stuff from my mom, Slack, you know, like there's some people out there that don't think if you're not working a 9-to-5 job, it's unrealistic. And that's fine. That's how they grew up. That there's nothing you can do to change their mind. No one's asking you to change anyone else's mind. Focus on you and what you want. But don't be afraid to come out and share what you're doing because that's making it real. If you're holding it back, you're not putting your all in it. You're not putting your heart in it. You're hiding it. So don't be afraid to share. Number 9, and some of you guys who were on my last Monday night Zoom know this, but don't be afraid of dreaming bigger. Create your vision. Create something so unimaginable that you could only have dreamed about when you were a 5-year-old girl. Don't hold anything back from your vision. And be you. Don't think, oh, I wonder what Zena's going to put on her vision because, you know, girl's got it going on, so I'm going to copy hers. Or, you know, think about what you want. What do you want? Like, honestly, we all signed up as a coach for different reasons. We all have different whys. And we all have different visions. We all have different dreams of where we want to go and what we want to do. But you don't know what you're working for if you don't know where you're headed. So make sure you write your vision. Number 10. Uh-oh.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing this a little bit because we did, you know, at Summit we talked about with Monica Ward about really writing your vision in detail. That was actually the subject of my Zoom as well. What?
Super Saturday.
Yeah. Wait, what did I say?
Summit.
Oh, yeah, not Summit. Super Saturday. So that was actually the topic of my Zoom as well last week. So some of my coaches are on here too that were on that. But we've been dreaming it or, you know, doing it right now. And it's so much fun. Like, okay, so when I was it totally reminded me yesterday, when I was in the 6th grade, we did this project called How to Spend $1 Million, right? And we had to cut out, because, you know, I was thinking, God, well, when I was like that age, I didn't think about that. But I totally forgot about this project until I started doing this. We had to have this notebook, right? And we had to get all these magazines from our parents, you know, really expensive magazines. And one of the most expensive magazines was Playboy, because my dad had Playboy, and my mom would rip my mom because they advertise like crazy, like things that are like super duper expensive in there, like, and they have like the price on them, right? And so my mom like totally went through it and like ripped out all these pictures, of course, not the, you know, not those pictures, right? Just the ads, right? And I had no idea where they came from until obviously I was like much older, but and we had to like cut them out and like put them in this notebook, and then we brought this big notebook to school. So I've been totally thinking about that while I'm doing the vision thing, because it's kind of like the adult version of that, right? I mean, I thought, gosh, it was so much work to spend $1 million, right? When I was in the 6th grade, it was a lot of things that I bought. But now, I mean, geez, I could literally buy like 2 things and like $1 million would be gone, like 2 of the things that I want now, right? And but it's just crazy though, because that's kind of, it's fun. It's fun to think about all the things that you want to do, and actually, doing the written down. I don't know if you talked to them about it. I'm sure you did, right? About writing it down in detail.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So, and seeing it written down and seeing it all like kind of come together in like one thing is really cool. It's like, it really does paint like such a huge visual picture that is so much more, because, I've always had like the vision boards with like, my top 10 goals and things like that, but this is just so much more complex and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. One thing that I like when creating your vision is don't limit the amount of money or time that you have. So like you have an abundance of both. Create your vision like that. Okay, number 10 is strategize your month ahead. Plan ahead. Break it down into weeks, what you're going to do each week. Every week or every month, I will post in my groups what I'm doing for my team-wide groups. You can do the same thing for you and your coaches. You can follow your upline. You can do them your own, but make sure that you're planning your month ahead so you know where you're headed. And make sure when you're planning your month ahead that you're setting your monthly goals ahead. So you're going to say, I'm making Success Club by the 10th of the month. I'm going to rank advanced by the 15th if you're shooting for Emerald or something. I plan on signing a coach by the 8th. Whatever your goals are, make sure you have goals and make sure you have a plan. And plan them both ahead. Now I want to bounce back. I did write a little side note after this from I think it was number 6. Okay, so number 6, when I talked about social media, I know that a lot of coaches have been struggling where it comes to adding to your network. Like you've either exhausted your Facebook friends or your family. And I wrote down some quick tips that could be useful. So say you've expanded your friends and family network and you're a brand new coach. This is going to help those who are more newer. Go into your group pages that you're a part of. Like if you're part of like any mom groups, or if you're in real estate groups, or I don't know what other groups there are. I'm sure there's a ton out there. Like, farmers and stuff.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Groups like you. I would go to an insane group apparently. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. Like you guys can even put it on your page. Like, if I inspired you in any way, shape, or form, will you invite a friend? Or, hey, like I used to do all the time, I'd be like, I'm only 100 likes away from my next goal. Can you guys share my page? You can do that. I don't think that works on your personal page, so you have to have an actual like page. Use MyFitnessPal. You can connect with people over there. You can, if you are like, and I'm a mom, so this is like the things that come to my mind. Go in groups like Stroller Strives, or go on pages that are mommy related, like Target or Pampers or whatever. If you're really fitness minded, look through Nike, Lululemon. Oh my God, I just said that word right. I usually say like Lulumon or something, and I'm sorry, anyways. If you're Star Wars minded, go to a Star Wars page. or pinup or whatever.
I have a gal, I did that. I went on a pinup girl clothing thing and I saw a dress that a gal liked and she's buying a challenge pack for me this week.
See?
And she was a total cold lead.
See?
I wanted her to send me a picture of her dress she bought. That's how I broke the ice. I messaged her about it.
That's awesome. See, guys, you have to remember when you're like looking for people like that, yes, it's the cold market, but what you are doing is going towards people like you. You're going to things that you like or things that are a part of your brand. And so it's going to feel like more of a genuine connection when you reach out to them. Like Cindy. Cindy loves pinup. She loves pinup dresses. She reached out genuinely about a lady's pinup dress, and look at that, relationship built. But it all goes back to don't be a wallflower, right? Yes. Okay, those are the top 10. You guys okay? Did I overwhelm anybody? Those are pretty simple, right? Somebody sounds like they're eating chips.
I know, that's what I've been thinking the whole time. I'm like, who has the chips?
Who's eating chips?
It's Heather. She's got cookies.
It's muffins. I made those muffins, and there's chocolate chips in them, yes. So they're like, oh, you didn't try the muffins. They're these muffins that have no flour, but they're like almond butter and bananas and egg. And they're amazing.
They were delicious.
So, right? So it's kind of like a cookie. I'm weaning myself off.
Weaning herself off the cookies. Okay, who thinks that they could do all these 10? Good. Yay! Good.
So we're all going to be in the top 10 next week.
We're all, well, there's 16 of us, so we're all going to be top 16.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm going to be humble enough to say is it took me almost 3 years. Oh yeah, it took me almost 3 years to start duplicating what I was doing. And I remember I created like a 7-day clean eating group. Like I would tell my team what we were doing, but there was one post where I screenshotted what I posted, my photo, and how I responded to them. And Cindy was like, that's the first time you ever shared that. And I was like, and that was the beginning of this year, you guys. So don't wait until you're 3 years into a coach to start. Ignore my cat's going in. Don't wait until you're 3 years of coaching in to start duplicating. Oh, poor kitty. To start duplicating. And we all fail, and I'm failing forward, and now I'm duplicating like a boss, or I'm trying to anyway. So we keep learning, we keep growing, and we're not perfect.
And don't try to reinvent the wheel.
And don't try to reinvent the wheel. That's right.
Like we have so many amazing tools on our team, and from everyone, it's like, I feel like until you get to a certain level, it's just pointless. I mean, you can make things your own, you can add them and twist them, but it's like so much time, your time needs to be focused on those things, on building your brand and building who you are, sharing your story, connecting with people instead of having to build systems and things like that.
Right. Like don't spend, and that goes back to, I mean, it's kind of going side or off subject, but like Cindy said, focusing on the things that need to be done in order to get you to where you want to be. Like don't spend too much time recreating a coach training group, or don't spend so much time putting so much graphics into a post because you want to make it look super pretty, where 3 hours goes away, and that's could have been 3 hours you could have been spending building relationships. Like if you struggle with things like that, reach out to, maybe you have an older kid that likes to do those things. Maybe you have a best friend. Maybe you have a significant other that is better at things than you are. So reach out to people around you. Say you'll make them a Shakeology, or maybe you'll make them their favorite lasagna or whatever. Like
pay them money.
Or pay them money.
Our nephew is like PowerPoint master, so he's going to make me some webinar slides. PowerPoint, I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So he's like 15.
See? There you go. But yeah. Don't reinvent the wheel. If it's not, fix it. Don't break it.
Mm-hmm.
But always put your spin on it. Always make it you.
Did you say if you don't fix it, you mean if it's don't?
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
That's not
I'm
what she
like,
said,
wait.
though. I heard it, too.
Did I
I
say
was like, you said if it's don't fix, break it or something. Like,
if
yeah, no,
it's,
you did exactly
if it's fixed, just break it.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, break it anyway. It's
I
going to
was
break
like,
anyway. Like, everything breaks, right?
That's what I'm doing wrong.
I need to break things. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yay! Oh, wait. Dang it. It's an hour long. I'm sorry.
It's okay. My coaches are used to having to go another half an hour.
I know. Well, it would have been a half an hour except all the Cindy interruptions.
Oh, shit. See, I knew that was going to happen. I, like, promised them. I'm like, oh, it's Vicki, so it'll only be this amount of time because she'll totally make us get off. And now I unmuted myself, and that's what happened.
Blame her.
I really am trying. I'm working hard. It is a weakness. I'm trying.
How do you think her husband feels? Anytime they're trying to leave, he's like,
Oh, I witnessed this.
yeah.
I witnessed this.
Okay. We won't go any further. Okay.
This
So
is
thank
the
you
Thick
guys.
on Cindy show here. Boom, hosted by Heather Vicki.
Thank you guys for hopping on. Does anyone have any last minute questions regarding anything that we talked about tonight? All right. We'll go kick ass and take some names. Literally.
I'm going to go eat some muffins.
Go eat some muffins.
I'm going to eat some cookies and take pictures of them and send them to you, Heather.
Oh, did you see the 3 bags?